Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
What it is? Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. This is Real Talk Corner, and I'm your host, yours truly, Dr. Esther Cruickshank. And I'm excited this evening, a bit tired, but excited. My co-host is going to be joining us momentarily. But you know, I'm here, and it's a beautiful, what, today is Tuesday? Oh my goodness, it's, what date in the month? The 12th of May. Listen to me now, man. I kind of missing, you know, the time is flying, you know. The scripture really says that God is going to shorten the days for the elect's sake. I can't believe we are already the 12th of May. In a couple of weeks, when we wink our eyes, it's going to be half of the year, June 2026. Anyhow, it's a wonderful Tuesday evening. It has been a long day for me, you know. So the brain kind of, you know, feeling tired. But I'm here with you all, and I want to welcome each and every one of you, my viewers and those who come on afterwards. You know, don't forget to share tonight. I'm excited. You know why? We are moving forward, never backward. We're going forward, and the propaganda national party that is waiting for us to fall apart, waiting for our prime minister and her team to make mistakes and all of this sort. But listen, as long as we are humans, we are going to make mistakes. The irony of these people in leadership in the PNM really disgusts me from time to time. And you know, I wonder how the people who really support them, they would tell me, they would say all that they want to say. That doesn't really matter to me. I always say whatever you say, whatever you say, whether it's in the church arena, political arena, it goes on my back like water on duck bar. It doesn't matter, because my concept about this life is whatever God says. He has the last say on my life. So people could say what they want. It really doesn't matter, because who have eyes to see can see, and who have ears to hear can hear, and who have this spirit of discernment can discern and see that the best party to rule this nation is the UNC. There's so much things happening right now in our nation, so much development. It may not be as quick and as fast as some people would like it to be because of their financial situation and because of, you know, many different facts in their lives, many different facets or facts in their life that could cause you to get anxious, could cause you to get panic attack, and a number of things can take place. But just relax. I know someone say, you know, you say that, but you have a job, it's easier said than done. Listen, I wasn't always working, and even when you're working, it is difficult. More responsibilities come as you start working. Well, this is the point. They want you to forget the last 10 years. And the irony of the persons who have been employed for the last 10 years and want to stick in our face when UNC win, everybody win. To keep them in the position, their contracted position, whatever they're in. But you were there for 10 years, and many of us had nothing. We had to fight. We had to relax. We had to cry out to the Lord to help us, right? Go and experience a little bit of that. And it's not even as bad. The thing is, producer, it is not as bad as the last decade, you know. You understand? You say half, you mean 3/4 of the people who have been there for the last 10 years is still there, right? So somebody told me the other day, they say UNC in power, but they're still running the show. I said, okay, let's see how long that will go for. let's play this song about it. the UNC and still is supporting, even in their situation. Better days are coming, even for those who support the PNM. And I mean, when you look at the stories you are hearing, the things that is coming out from the closet, all the skeletons, bone that is coming out, all the nastiness, according to you, that is coming out, you would not, I mean, you wouldn't check yourself. The PNM made a havoc of this country and the finances. They used to want to talk about the UNC thief and the UNC thief. But what is being exposed now, what is coming out from the dark, from the closet, the PNM take this country down to nothing. You understand? And tonight we want to talk about the crime. They want to attack our ministers. But listen to me now. Crime don't just disappear. But it is less than it was. I don't care what you all say. It is less. We had a sleeping Minister of National Security who was standing up, talking and sleeping, sitting down with his mouth open and sleeping. We have ministers who working hard day and night. And when some things, they forgot in August 2023, it was a bloody weekend, 11 murders. So you have a few murders around. Those are the remnant of the wickedness through the PNM that is still here, but it's going to be sifted out. They would kill out themselves, and there's a time coming where that is going to be totally under control. But what? They want to come at us, the UNC government, as though they were perfect. You know, they talk as though they were perfect. And we are the ones who now we have things out of control. That's not true. We are putting things in place to get everything in control. So the murders that is happening, murders happening for years, and it's not the worst. And the things that is happening, and yes, they want to talk about is little children, the innocent. That's okay, you know. That is okay. When it reaches your door, you will understand. It is still okay because many of that happened in the last 10 years. 4 children, you remember the chaos that took place in Arima? Young children, 4 of them one time get murdered. We're not talking about the ones who got stuck in the house with fire and fire burned them to death. We're talking about those who were shot on their bed and all of that. Well, you can't forget those things. I am not saying that because that happened, we should accommodate that now. No, we're not. But it takes a little time to put things in place because some of you under the PNM, you breed those criminals that we have now as young people. They don't care. They're heartless. They're heartless. And they don't care about nobody. Big daylight, night, they don't care. They're walking up to you with guns. They're snatching. This has been going on. But listen, haven't we seen a decrease? There is a decrease. I recall under the PNM, every day there used to be a fight in some school, a stabbing, a this, or that, or the other. It's not all going to disappear because you have those rogue elements that is still in the system and they are accustomed to what they're doing. You expect that it will just disappear? No, things are going to be put in place where they have to check themselves. But look at this one. That is what they were good for. He was sleeping with his mouth open. Look at this other one. Play that, producer. He talking and sleeping. Just imagine that. Minister of National Security. He stand up talking and sleeping. Where you see, look, this is what we had for national security. At some point, he probably say he not responsible and he not responsible. He may have had a point, but you ultimately are responsible to check the cop, the COP, Commissioner of Police, and all the other state agencies that were responsible to put things in place to protect our citizens. That wasn't being done, and nobody didn't ask them to resign. I remember calling so many times, why the Prime Minister don't put this man and put him out and put somebody else? Look at this now. The man stand up talking. Watch. That is what we had, what that was. And they didn't ask him to resign. But now you have men who are working hard, who are working tirelessly. And because a few murders take place, as though it's the first time in our country murders taking place like that, all you want to ask for our ministers to resign? Look, put all your tail between all your legs and go wherever. They're not going to resign. PNM used to do whatever they want. It doesn't matter how the UNC attacked or how the UNC say whatever. They didn't care. They stood there, they keep their people there, and they do whatever the hell they wanted to do. And we could have shoved from now until eternity. They wasn't moving anybody. They were doing their own thing. Or you remember in Parliament, how Bridget used to treat our MPs? Don't care, she shut down. But now, if that happened, they want to talk the worst about the UNC. Man, all you go to hell, I'm telling you all. Let the government do what they have to do. Things are progressing. We are going up, up, up. Never to return where we came from in the last decade. It is not going to happen. So you all who like to bray, those leaders in the opposition, continue to bray. Bray, donkey, bray. Because we're not going to stop. Many things is taking place. Listen to me. Producer, play the clip for me with the protesting that I just said. You have it? You have it? Play that for me.
This center stands a powerful symbol of how far our people and our nation have come. A place once shaped by hardship, sacrifice, and struggle now becomes a place of healing, rehab, and human dignity. It is now my distinct honor to declare this center officially open.
There is no greater satisfaction than to be participating in some concrete manifestation of development, some project which makes the lives of people better. To come here and be part of good work, something you are rewarded for, I think that's an extraordinary feeling.
Today marks an important milestone in the continued strengthening of healthcare services in Trinidad and Tobago. This center represents a practical and compassionate response to a very real national need. I want to say that we can have no greater priority than ensuring that our citizens have access to quality, equitable, and compassionate healthcare. That is the responsibility before us, and that is the work we must continue together. Better days are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
You think the PNM was studying to get prosthetics limbs for any citizens of this country? If they needed for themselves, they could have gone abroad and get it. But this is for the people on the ground who can't afford. Are we paying for that? No, they're getting it free for 10 years and more. You think that was part of their agenda? This is what a UNC government is all about. Ensuring that the citizens get what is needed to make their life better. Better days are coming. This is just the start. This is just the start. And this is what we need to hold on to. There is hope. There is hope. You are seeing things happening. Don't think for a moment that our Prime Minister is just sitting on her butt and collecting money in her pocket and buying properties abroad. She don't want to go abroad. She loved Trinidad and Tobago. She loved the citizens. She always said, put God in front, and she loved the citizens of this country. She loved the people of this country. She's not about trying to take money and ship it away. You used to hear so much of that taking place with ministers. You all must not be ungrateful. Pay attention. Do not just listen to what the propagandas are saying. They're propaganding all the time. They don't have time with you all. A few people get killed. I mean, one life lost is too much. And don't think that our Prime Minister is not concerned about it, or the ministers within the security ministry is not concerned about it. But it is what it is. And until we get a handle, a grip to really have them under the criminal-minded ones that the PNM breed, to put a grip and to have them in a position where they know when they commit the crime, they're going to be caught, it will continue to happen. And this is not the only country, but at least we are not seeing the amount. It might look as though it's escalating. No, that is the remnant of the PNM. The remnant of the PNM. It is going. Sad that the little children are caught in it, the innocent children are caught. But the Bible says the sins of the father, the parents, is going to follow the children. And if the parents was involved in foolishness, whether it's the father or just the mother or the father alone, the children are exposed to it. There is nothing that we can do about that. We're not understanding that the innocent children getting caught up, but it is in the scriptures. The sins of the foreparents is going to follow the third and the fourth generation. So it is sad. I am not happy that innocent little babies are being murdered. But because of sin, what they have been doing, it is going to follow them. If you do good, good is going to follow your children. But when you do foolishness and bad, it's going to follow your children as well. So what we have to do is to continue to pray, to cover our children. Pray out that sinful nature of violence and crime. They involve in all manner of things, the drugs and the guns. Where it stemmed from? The UNC? From the PNM. So this is the remnant of it, and it is sad. Trust me. Because, I can never imagine losing a child, a 5-year-old, a 7, 9-year-old, a 2-year-old to a gunshot. But I haven't lived that life. I haven't indulged in that. I can't see my children being, killed unless they, as adults now, go and get themselves involved. And if they get themselves involved, there's a likelihood that I could be harmed too, because these young criminal-minded ones, when you as young people do you think they're coming to kill your parents, your sister, your brother, they don't care. And where it came from. So let us be mindful of the fact that this is not a UNC, fault, and I don't want to say fault. It is not a UNC that encouraged that. Listen, the CPEP gang and all these things was because of the PNM. Let us not forget, it's because of them. And because the ministers and the government of those days, they didn't care. They were concerned about filling their pockets, buying properties in other countries, making sure their family is safe. When things go wrong, they could ship them out. Well, who could you ship out? You don't have money. You can't do that. You have to stay here and deal with it. The minister said it wasn't his responsibility to ensure that the citizens are safe. So why is you saying it's not your responsibility? Ask where he is today. Where is he today? He in some corner sleeping. He gone Miami to sleep or England to sleep out the rest of his life. These people didn't care nothing about the man on the ground. And this is what we have now. The remnants of them acting up. But soon and very soon, that will be a thing of the past. So let us not be naive of the fact that while these things is happening, they want to jump and talk. And they have no shame. The thing about it, the MPs on the opposition side, together with, what you call her, Penniless, they have no shame, They have no shame. They have no shame. Look, there was an issue with the, what you call them, the senators who try to, what you would call that? They changed the statement of the health minister. That is total corruption. What you call that? All that was happening. And you have a leader of the opposition who still have who? Now, I think the discipline, she said she resigned.
But Penny didn't accept it.
But Penny didn't accept it. All the UNC were going on. Let that had been somebody in the UNC. They would have been calling for them to resign and to get out. But Penny have them still there.
But they're calling for DVD and them to go on, they still have...
They have no proof, no evidence when they call ministers from the UNC side to go. You understand? But they, look what they're doing. And our country, they're accepting that. If it was the UNC, we would have seen protests in Port of Spain already. Nobody ain't going to protest. They are not supposed to be in the parliament. They're not supposed to be. Penny as a leader, woman, you're making, I know what I'm about and I understand my purpose. But it's shameful. Who is really running? Who is the leader in PNM? She can't remove them.
I can play for you. Your producer wants to show you something.
Play na man.
I can play for you.
Play it. Because I am so fed up of them.
Listen to this.
country is burning down. Babies are being killed. Minister Sturge has been found by the media to have told untruths, making allegations. I want to say something. Country is burning down. Babies are being...
Woo! The irony of these hypocrites. What? Who can be a bigger hypocrite than him? The man bold enough to come out after he did what he did to talk about the country is burning down. The country is, and what you face, it's straight. Not a flink. Listen to me now. If all you think these people care anything about us, they about propaganding, you know. That's all. They don't care nothing. They're trying to make a point. The man said the country is burning down. And the minister is not doing anything. What he said, they're telling lies. What he did. What did he do? Why he don't talk about himself? Most corrupted set of people we have in our government parliament. In our parliament. They shouldn't be there, and penniless can't say or do nothing. Who penny serving? The citizens of this country? Let's hear it again, my man. That sounds so good, eh?
Babies are... country is burning down. Babies are being killed. Minister Sturge has been found by the media to have told untruths.
He didn't. He didn't talk untruth or told untruths. He didn't. Babies are being killed. Babies wasn't being killed under the PNM regime. How much babies got killed under you all when you were reigning? Huh? But now babies are being killed and the country is burning down. Well, we are accepting that burn because that burn is going to stir up some fire, and development is coming around the corner under our Honorable Prime Minister. Because I am certain if it was our Honorable Prime Minister and he did what he did, he wasn't going to be in that parliament.
I have a song for him. I can play you something.
You have a song for him, producer? Play it. Play the song.
We moving up, straight to the top. We moving
Even all you behind. You got stamp on all your face. We stamping on all you because you all are hypocrites. We couldn't have better hypocrites than them, you know. They're real good, you know. They could act real good. If all you want to settle for those kind of people to ever come back in the corridors of power, well, I tell all you, the devil and all you would sleep together. I think I saw my co-host join me. Good night, my dear co-host, Hadassa. How are you?
I'm fine. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for having me. It's good to be on another episode of Real Talk Corner. I am popping in to lend Esther some support. What are we talking about tonight?
Now, yeah, we're talking about the hypocrites call themselves leaders in the PNM. Talking about our government, right? The country. Faris said the country burning down, babies are being killed. And I ain't going to repeat myself because, like I said, those criminal activities that is taking place is remnants from the PNM. They are the ones who have allowed the criminal activities to escalate, and now they're trying to blame our government. But no, that will not continue. We
As of tonight, your program just hit 10,000 followers.
Yes, share the live, people. Share the live. We want people to hear the hypocrisy of these lying, wicked people in our country who have led this country down to the gutter, who have caused this country to go under darkness. And it's the first time in 10 years plus that our country is now seeing a ray of light. And because of these things, they're calling people to resign. They're calling our ministers to resign. They forget, show them Hines again. When Hines was sleeping, I missed that part. The man was standing up, talking and falling asleep. Look at this. Look at this. The man stand up talking, addressing the public, and fall asleep. That is what we had in government for a Minister of National Security. They didn't ask him to resign. But because you have a few murders taking place, you want to ask our ministers to resign? Well, that and the devil will go to hell. All you want to see God's face. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yes, my dear. How are you doing, and what's with you tonight?
All right. A lot's going on, but God is good. Um, I feel like if in 2026 people still allowing themselves to be led astray by the PNM, then that is your own fault. That is willful ignorance, and that is you accepting the way that our systems of government has been set up, and in a lot of ways have failed us, because he should not even have a microphone in his face to get that soundbite in the first place. He should be under heavy investigation. Penelope Beckles, as the leader of the opposition, should bench him. If he had any self-respect, he should resign. But the thing about it is that we have gotten accustomed to ministers of government, to senators, to people in our country who's supposed to represent us and supposed to be looking after our interests, being able to get away scot free with all type of behaviors that the regular average Joe would be facing a jail for. And that is the point. The point is that he is so brazen because they have gotten accustomed to no accountability, to lack of responsibility. I was studying today how the way our system of government could be so exhausting sometimes. Today I am just literally feeling weary and tired. And I feel that I would be more receptive to anything that the PNM has to say if there was any acknowledgement of their failures, if there was any acknowledgement, and not just acknowledgement, but a change in their demeanor, a change in their attitudes. All I am seeing is a very desperate attempt, throwing anything at the walls, throwing ridiculous allegations and cooking up mischief, all at the UNC, so that they could get back to where they were. All of it seems like very desperate scrambling to get back to the status quo, so that they could be feeding at the trough of the treasury, so that their friends and financiers could be in business again, so that our borders could be open and unsecured, and anything could be in and out, and it would be as usual. The fact that he is still there, the fact that Penelope Beckles has not taken any type of the decisive decision in terms of dealing with him, and the mischief that he found himself in regarding helping Terrence Jansen with his testimony and that investigation. I don't have any respect, and I don't want to hear anything that he has to say. And we as a citizenry, we need to come to a point where we stop listening to the foolishness and we start demanding. And we keep saying they want to redirect us, but we keep redirecting them. But what about this? What about your behavior? Because this is classic. What it says in the Bible about first cast out the beam in your own eye, and then you can see clearly to pick out the mote in your brother's eyes, because that is what it is. The PNM has failed this country, not today, since 1962, when Eric Williams became prime. This country was set up in a way that was deliberately structured to disenfranchise certain people and to enrich certain people, to turn your face away from the things that some people do, and to vilify other persons. I think, and I always say it, I think one of the best things that have ever happened to the East Indian community is that they were branded the recalcitrant minority. They shifted them to the central part of the country, to the south part of the country, but in that they found their own strength and resilience, and now they are forced to reckon with. Maybe if we were disowned, right? If we were not disowned and were not continuously used as tools and as pawns in PNM's nasty games, we would have been better off as well. I came here to just say that I am just so tired of it. I'm tired of all of it. I was looking at the very shifty, shady, vague article that came out from the Express talking about some individual who went into HGC to bribe this person and whatnot. And I was like, why is all these things happening? And I had to think back to the fact that the HGC, formerly the National Housing Authority, has typically been a failed institution. It has been a failed ministry under PNM government. They have not done what they were supposed to do, which was to create and to continuously supply housing for persons that is affordable. They have not done that. What the NHA and the HEC has was reduced to was a way for friends and financiers to get contracts, for them to go without being able to account where the money is going from, for them to build shoddy housing, to take forever to get people to get housing. So that is why to this day we still have 217,000 persons on a list, persons who have applied for housing, and that need has not been fulfilled. That is the legacy of the PNM. Failure. They have not failed they have failed in terms of housing, they have failed in terms of national security and protecting our citizens and having a hold on crime. They have failed in terms of healthcare, education, culture, tourism. They are all failures. And all we are seeing is them deflecting and trying to derail the good work that is being done now. The government that we have now, Kamala Prasad Sessa, and the ministers who are working hard every day, far from perfect. And we still have a lot of work to do. But they are working. But they are working. And the PNM cannot say that. We have had MPs who completely neglected their constituents and their constituency and literally only shows up around election times, right? We have had people who still bumping their gun, people like Stuart Young and whatnot, trying to point to this and point to that and point to that, but left 4 men to die in a pipe. I am just so tired and upset and frustrated, right? Because you cannot be so self-righteous to point out anything that is happening, to create stories, to create narratives, to confuse people when you yourself is the most colossal failure and the most colossal stain that this country has ever witnessed. Back to you, Esther.
Woo! Play the clip from my producer.
A newly formed state enterprise is facing scrutiny from the Office of the Procurement Regulator over alleged non-compliance linked to a $100 million contract.
Landmark TT was formed to facilitate public-private partnerships to develop high-end and unsubsidized housing. However, the OPR is investigating complaints relating to a housing development in South Trinidad. Akash Samaru has the details.
The Office of Procurement Regulation has stepped in again. First, it was the HDC. This time, it's the Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs' newly formed state enterprise, Landmark TT Properties Limited, that is under the microscope. And it involves a $100 million contract and the Allenby residential development in Corinth. In a letter from the OPR to the state company dated April 20th, the OPR said it received complaints that the company applied a selective tendering process as opposed to an open bidding process. The OPR said if Landmark TT chose selective procurement, it was required to justify that decision under the procurement regulations and pre-qualification selection rules. And the OPR said it could not locate an electronic publication of the contract award as required under Section 36(1) of the Act. The regulator noted the contract was reportedly worth 100 million TT dollars and warned that major projects like this carry a higher risk of financial loss if proper value for money is not achieved. The OPR then directed Landmark TT to provide a full record of the procurement proceedings for the Allenby project. The OPR also wants a list of all contract awards and framework agreements from February 2026 to present, proof of compliance with publication requirements under the Act, and explanations for any failure to promptly publish notices of contract awards. Now, the OPR gave Landmark TT 7 days to comply, and the procurement regulation body told CNC3 News today that the company did just that. But it's not a matter of case closed. The OPR said those documents are currently under review. The OPR said no suspension order was issued. Now, repeated efforts to contact Landmark TT's CEO Nishal Shane Puna and Line Minister Saddam Hussein today were so far unsuccessful. If you're wondering what Landmark TT is, well, don't go to its website just yet. There isn't a functioning web page. That's supposedly coming in under a month. But on March 19th, its line minister said Landmark TT facilitates public-private partnerships to develop high-quality, unsubsidized housing communities on underutilized state lands. And even then, Minister Hussein underscored the importance of OPR compliance.
So how do we decide which developer gets which lands? What's the process?
So the process is always guided by the OPR. We can't go behind the OPR. So that is what we have to do.
I have to smile. They're haunting. The OPR have their work to do. Let them do it. Where was the OPR when the PNM was doing nothing? They didn't listen. The UNC wants to build 50,000 homes for our citizens. They're looking for everything. Well, let the OPR do the damn work. Do all your work. If you're doing all your work, if you're doing the work, there wouldn't be any problem. But they're bringing up all these things, but Landmark, TT, they are distributing and awarding, not halting. They want to get the job done. But you know what? PNM don't want the homes to be built. You don't see citizens. PNM don't want all you to have nothing. You all don't deserve nothing in their book. You ain't worth getting a house. They're only worth getting the money to do what they want to do. You all remember when the minister, the former minister of finance, what's the short man name? Imbert. What building he put up in Port of Spain? Tell me what building he put up and who it was for. Was it for the man on the ground? You could not have gotten anything. So you all forget them and the foolishness. Let OPR do the damn work. That is what you are there for. It is the UNC in the first place who implemented and put OPR in place. It wasn't the PNM. They don't know about that because they are a bunch of cultish people. They don't want nothing for the citizens. Except for CPAP and URP. You know why? They're getting the pocket full out of that. And they will continue to have you all like fools spinning top in mud with you all. You all need to listen, citizens, don't be fooled. You was fooled before, not again. The PNM leadership is not about you all. They're not for you all. They're hurting because they didn't get to win this election to continue filling the pocket and causing the 1% to control this country. But they didn't get that. We get a prime minister who is concerned, she and her team, concerned about the citizens, and one is 50,000 houses they want to build, and it's not one person getting the contract. But here, all of a sudden, OPR have a problem. Well, OPR, do all your business. Do what you have to do. They can't do nothing, okay? Because OPR is in control. So do what all you have to do and shut all your blinking mouth. Because I fed up all your stop in progress. You stop in progress. The houses need to be built so that the people can get their homes and be able to be comfortable. That is what the UNC government is about, ensuring that the citizens get what they deserve. PNM know about that. They know to grab everything, take it and put it in certain people's pocket. Stuart Young, Hadassa.
I have never seen our media so concerned about propriety and integrity and um, acting above board and processes and all these things. Never, ever, 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 ever. And what they're supposed to be investigating is how come people like Colm Imbert and Faris Al-Rari and Stuart Young amassed millions and millions of dollars in riches on an MP salary. Why they not investigating that? Why we don't talk about these things, right? The fact that people were able to enrich themselves to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars and put up all type of properties, talking about Imbert, that you and I cannot afford or dream to think about living in on a minister's salary. Why don't we talk about that? And if we're so concerned about propriety and doing the right thing and integrity and acting above board, why is it applied to the PNM as well? Why is it only the UNC that is under scrutiny? Why it is that everything that the UNC is trying to do, they are trying to hamper it? And we know why. We know why. Because if the UNC is successful, it would expose and uncover the lie that the PNM cares for people. What was the song? We love you, so we take care of you.
Hadassa, if the UNC is successful, they know they would never see the powers of the corridors of power again. And that is what they're afraid of, because they did nothing for the people who are on the ground, who the UNC is working towards bringing up. We're going up, never to return again. They know that. So they will do everything in their power to cause things to halt. So in 5 years, we wouldn't be able to do anything. But sorry, oh gosh, I'm sorry, because UNC is going to do everything that is needed to be done. You all can't stop, or you can come with OPR, or you can come with whatever, PR, whatever. All you ain't getting to win this battle no more. All you won it after 2015, 2020, but all you ain't getting again. Trust me, because the people are fed up of you all. I am fed up, and many people, let me say this, the ones who making a certain noise is just a handful. They say empty vessels make the most noise. So don't think for a moment that the PNM is going to come back in power here in 2030. They're not getting the opportunity. I say it, I declare, they're not, because they haven't been doing anything, and the UNC is doing. And just in a matter, when we wink our eyes, we would see the fruit of the labor of the UNC. And while I'm at that, I want to congratulate my viewers. We are now 10,000 viewers. 10,000 persons are looking at us. So please share the live. Let people hear the truth, because the more people that is exposed to this truth, they will know that they are not to vote for the PNM again. They will understand that the UNC is working for them. When the UNC win, everybody win. Thank you all, viewers. Thank you for sharing. Continue to share. 10,000 people is now viewing us. I am grateful to you all.
We'd like to thank the Honourable Minister for taking the initiative and ensuring that he delivered to the promises that he made to the constituents of Hadassa.
Good morning, residents. I am Saddam Husseini, MP for Barataria San Juan. We are right now on Don Miguel Road, where residents have complained about the pavement covers along the pavement. We have a team right now that are removing the old covers and some areas that there were no covers, and we're replacing them with these metal covers. Again, this is your government working for you, trying to get as much work done as possible right here in Barataria San Juan.
Thank you, Saddam Hussein, Minister Saddam Hussein. Look at the rusty thing for 10 years and more. The PNM never changed nothing. You understand? You know, many times I heard of people foot going through because those things were rusty and dry out. Okay? And they fall through. It have my producer and all, I think he fell through one. Thank you, Minister Hussein, because they didn't care. Those are the things we have to look at. The UNC ministers take pride in going into their communities, their constituencies, and fixing the place for their citizens. But in still seeing the bush and he watching it taller than him. But you better jump in the bush. That is what you need to do. You stay in bush while we have our ministers working on behalf of our citizens. So thank you to Minister Saddam Hussein and to all the other ministers whose names we call from time to time, who have been working. I want to say thanks again, Minister Khadija Amin, because I am seeing the place being clean. I am seeing more workers getting work, and I know there are much more who needs to get job, but I'm telling you all, have a little more patience. It's coming. More and more is going to roll out. Let me tell you all something. If the PNM, somebody asked me the question, if the PNM had won, what you think would have been the position? I don't know. Okay, but one thing I know, that I heard that there are certain clique of people who have money to run this country 4 times over. So if they had won, the people who controls the PNM would have been able to continue doing the falsify things, do whatever they have to do, and continue to have you all in bondage. But when it is fixed, when TNT is fixed, it wouldn't be because you have this goes here and that goes there and this. It will be pure, clean, everybody getting what they're supposed to get and living in a better environment. And I want to thank our Prime Minister and her team for that, because we're seeing work done. You all don't behave as though you're not seeing work done. Under the PNM, you couldn't see those things happening. You think they care whether you fall and break your foot inside of there? There is no insurance even for you to get something. You break your foot, you had to lie down in the hospital and then go in the house and probably pine away. But this government is working for the people.
Indeed. And it's such a shame because Culp Imbert represented those people in what is it, Port of Spain East,
Diego Martin.
Yeah, years, more than 20 something years, right? And they have the worst roads, they have the worst flooding, they have the worst overgrown bushes and grass and everything. And he was there and he did nothing. And people were saying, well, it's just a couple of things that are fixed. But we are such a selfish people sometimes. We don't understand how little things like fixing these manhole covers and stuff like that, how important it is, because we have never been a country that considers people who are other, right? You could walk, you don't need a wheelchair to go around, you're not blind or whatnot. But if you are somebody who have to traverse our street and you are differently abled, you cannot see or whatnot, those things make it difficult. It also makes it very, very hazardous and dangerous because you could fall into one of these things. It is important, and it is very important that the MPs advocate for their constituents, not on just the level of creating housing and security and bringing business to the community and stuff like that. Those things are important, yes, but we need to come right down to the nitty gritty, to the very little things that makes everyday life more tolerable and more bearable. And these are the things that pushes your status up from third world, right, to first world, because we care about all the little things. I've also been very impressed with the work that Minister David Lee has been doing. He has also been advocating for his constituents, and a lot of work is being set to start doing in terms of the improvement of the infrastructure, fixing the roads and things like that, and giving the constituents of Caroni Central the type of representation that they have always deserved, right? Not necessarily because that they wanted it, but that they deserved. And this is why I say the PNM will never see the halls of power anymore, because every single MP is in their constituency. And they have the video proof to show it. Khadija Amin is always in a constituency. Michelle Benjamin is always there. Saddam is always in his constituency. They are always there working for the people, meeting the people's needs, meeting the people's where they are, which is a complete opposite departure from what we've had before in the past, where you only know people a couple days before the election, or you're trying to bribe them to vote for them and whatnot and whatnot. But this is, I have always said, if you do what you're supposed to do, there is no need to stoop to such lows to get people to vote for you, because the work will speak for itself. And that is why the UNC has already secured a win for 2030. Right? That's what my crystal ball is telling me, because you are working for the people, and that is all people want. People have always wanted representation, to be heard, to be acknowledged, for you to see what they're talking about, the needs that they want, the work that Barry Padarat is doing, even in his constituency, in terms of getting water to the people. Those things matter. Yes, people care about the economy and people care about crime and whatnot, but every single day, if you get up and you turn on your pipe and you have no water, that is frustrating, right? So we are making lives livable. We are bringing things back to the communities. We are making such stellar connections. What you call it, geopolitical connections. We're making with the US and Guyana and uh, and um and Venezuela, and we have all these things in the pipes, right? The PNM was dead set on Venezuela, but we have a whole economy, and there's India and there's Saudi Arabia, and our Prime Minister has done an excellent job in that type of outreach, in terms of bringing the world to us and we to the world, in terms of creating opportunities, in terms of getting funding, in terms of securing, even with India, the 2,000 laptops that was promised when Prime Minister Modi visited. We have just gotten that. So things are happening, and things are moving, and we need to continue to stress this and to emphasize this. And you need to be honest with yourself, the ways that your lives have improved in the year that the UNC has been here, and talk about it, and continue to talk about it, and continue to advocate for the UNC, and to push back the lies that the PNM is trying to smear over the good work that is happening, because that's the only way that we'll get them to shut up eventually, right? Of course, it's going to come to a point where it's going to be a watershed moment. The work that the UNC is doing is going to be so undeniable that they will just going to have to scamper away into a corner. But until that day happens, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about the fact that I never used to have water in my pipes. I have water most days, that, and I could get up and I could wash my clothes and I could cook and I can do the things that I can do and not be miserable while I'm in my home. We need to start to acknowledge these things and push back the lies.
In a world that is becoming more complex, more competitive, and more unpredictable, nations must decide, will they follow or will they lead? For Trinidad and Tobago, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissess's Senior Council, we chose to lead. We are moving forward decisively, confidently, and with purpose, building a nation that is respected globally, competitive economically, and united in its vision. This is our story, a story of leadership, action, and results. And this is only the beginning.
A story of leadership, action, and results. Have we ever seen anything so delightful in the past decade?
Yeah.
A government that is working for us. This is the results that we are getting. And this is what we want as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Our Prime Minister and our government ministers are working on our behalf. Do not have any doubt in your mind. We share that because I wanted you all to see, debunk the lies of the PNM in a decade gone by. Have you ever experienced anything like that? A nation that is developing, a people, a government that is working for us in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad citizens, are you going to go back to the blight of the PNM? Are you going to go back and put your finger in ink for that? No. This is what you're going to put your finger in ink for progress, for development. And in the next 6 months, we're going to see greater things happening. 2,000 laptops again. Your children are getting laptops again so that they can study, they can focus. So much is happening that didn't happen for the last decade. Do not allow the propaganda of the PNM, the Children's Hospital. Listen to me. Things are happening again, and we need to embrace and pray for our leaders. Pray for our Prime Minister that she will continue to get wisdom from above to do and to lead our country to the place that it will be second to none. Everybody would want to come. Have you ever seen under the PNM that the Tobago Chief Secretary accompanying the government? Have we ever saw that? I can't recall. If you did, let me know when and how and where. This is what you talk about. Development. Oh my God, going forward. What's the song? Come on, producer. What's that song? Let me play that right now. We're going higher. We're not going back. We're moving forward. We're moving forward, Trinidad and Tobago. This is what we are talking about. The lightness. You can see the light. You can feel it. Compared to when the other blights was around. Everything they do, everything this government do, the PNM have negative to say. But I am telling you, we are going higher. We are moving up. We are not going back. Never again to go back. We are going up. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Hey, better days are coming. That is what we're talking about. Better days are coming. Inclusiveness. Everybody is a part. Trinidad and Tobago. So do not be fooled by these blight who has gone and they're still in our parliament. I am so sorry that none of them was going to be there. But nevertheless, they can't stop the progress. The ministers under our leadership, our Honorable Prime Minister, will not backpedal. We're going forward, never backward, so they can talk from now until whenever they want to talk. We are not going to surrender to the propaganda. They think we're going to continue being fooled. No, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, better days are coming. And this is it for me, my co-host. What are your few words as we close?
No, well, we are already seeing and we are reaping the benefits of the type of work that is taking place, especially with our international counterparts. I did not even know you guys had that video, but I just needed to talk about the fact that I've never seen so much outreach. Trinidad and Tobago putting itself out there. The Prime Minister said we are open for business, inviting persons. And even France is here frothing at the mouth because everybody wants to get a piece of the action because they are seeing Trinidad and Tobago as something that they can bet on as an investable country. And it really is amazing. Keith Rowley used to be on a plane every Monday morning here, there, and every day. He went to Ghana for yam that we never got. Right, and I think that was the only thing that he said that he was bringing back. We didn't get anything out of it, and they were in and out doing shady things with Venezuela, making deals that they could not reveal the details of, and it yielded absolutely nothing. Right, But here it is. We have a prime minister who is working. She's sending out her emissaries, and the response has been amazing. And we have already started to get. We got a grant from Saudi Arabia. We got the laptops, even the prosthetic center that was opened recently in partnership with India. Our people are going to benefit so much from the fact that other world leaders want to work with Kamala Prasad Bissessa. They want to work with her because they also see her as an equal, as a visionary, as a woman who wants good for her country. And I have to agree with the song. Better days are coming. We are only 1 year in. I am excited to see what's going to happen in the next 6 months, like Esther said. But another year from now or 2 years from now, and I'll be so happy to dip my finger in the ink and vote for UNC again.
Thank you so much. Listen, when you talk about the Prime Minister traveling, like you said, they travel, and when they come back, it's always bacchanal and confusion. We're still waiting on the yam and the cassava and whatever. When they go to Venezuela, it's always some kind of bacchanal. They make people believe when the UNC came into power that war would take place, that Venezuela would this. Venezuela, my foot. This is Trinidad and Tobago under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, SCMP, and we say better days are coming. Trinidad and Tobago, keep locked on. To those who are viewing, my 10,000 followers, thank you so much. Until next time, God bless you all. Better days are coming, and we are looking forward to it. With God in front and we behind, all things are possible. Things are going to happen. Woo!